We have some new Jimmy Garoppolo rumors surrounding the New York Football Giants, and they're coming from Colin Cowherd. He said the Giants are the leaders in the Jimmy Garoppolo sweepstakes. We're going to break all that down in today's show and really find out if it's worth it for the New York Giants. But before we do, answer this question for me. Pick a QB that you want to start week 1 for Big Blue. Type 8 for Daniel Jones or type 10 for porn star Jimmy. Today's Giants Now is sponsored by Mint Mobile, a cell phone provider where you can get plans with unlimited talk and unlimited texting for as low as $15 per month. You may have heard of them before. They're owned by the famous actor Ryan Reynolds. We'll tell you more about them later on in today's show, but you can go to mintmobile.com/chatsports to get hooked up with them. I'll put the link to that in the comments and description of today's video. We're going to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo because my job here as the host of New York Giants Now by Chat Sports is to talk about and dissect and discuss the most trending topics surrounding the Giants. And right now, it's Garoppolo. Because first it was David Carr, then it was Mike Tannenbaum, and now Colin Cowherd is saying, I think it's the landing spot and the one that makes the most sense for the New York Football Giants and Jimmy G. This was his full quote on the ongoing situation. He said, my gut feeling on Jimmy Garoppolo, the leader in the clubhouse this morning would probably be the New York Football Giants. There are a lot of reasons for that. And I think the Giants have more than a 50% chance to land Jimmy Garoppolo. Sometimes where there's smoke, there's a fire. There's been a lot of talking heads in the past couple of weeks talking about Garoppolo to the New York Football Giants. And we'll show you some reasons why Colin Cowherd thinks that in a second. But these are all the teams that he linked to a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo. He said it's a 70% chance that the Giants are going to be the team that he ends up with. 15% for the Seahawks, 5% for the Falcons, Texans, and Browns. Browns would only really be if Deshaun Watson gets a lengthy suspension. I understand the idea because in the NFL, if you can upgrade at the quarterback position, most GMs are going to do that. And I think we can all agree, as much as we love Daniel Jones and we want him to be the guy, Jimmy Garoppolo at this point in both of their careers is a more proven and better quarterback. These were the 5 reasons that Colin Cowherd said Jimmy G to New York makes sense. He said the look, the game, and the confidence fit New York, and that makes sense. Garoppolo, he's played in a big market before with San Francisco and the New England Patriots. He also said the Giants are coached by Brian Daboll and have an offensive coordinator and Mike Kafka. So they have offensive coaches all over the staff. And the questions about Daniel Jones, is he the guy? Is he not the guy? I don't think anyone can answer that question except for Daniel Jones this season. This is going to be his last chance to show me and you if he can be the guy under center for the New York Football Giants for the next 5, 10, 12 years. And Jimmy Garoppolo, as much as we like to rag on him and the overthrow in the Super Bowl and the games where he doesn't even throw for 150 yards and wins in the playoffs, the only thing that matters is he wins. He gets it done. No matter how he does it, he wins. And that's the number one job of a quarterback in the NFL. And the last reason right here, that's why I wouldn't do the deal, but it intrigues me. The Giants have one winning season in 9 years. And I'm not saying Garoppolo comes in and makes you a contender, but right now in Vegas, the Giants win total, the over-under is 7.5. And that's with Daniel Jones. If you add Jimmy Garoppolo, does that get to 8.5? Does that get to 9.5? I'd chop off my pinky for a winning season this year for the New York Football Giants. We're going to continue to break this down, but I want to get you guys involved in the show right away. Let me know, if you were Joe Schoen, if you were the general manager of the New York Giants, would or should the Giants trade for Jimmy G? Type Jimmy G for yes or type F Jimmy for no. We told you guys about Mint Mobile off the top of the show. Now let's take a deep dive and tell you more why you should switch over. Because they offer plans as low as $15 per month that have unlimited talking, unlimited texting, high-speed data. They're on the largest 5G network. They offer mobile hotspots that you can use no matter where you are. And as we said, plans starting at $15 per month. It's real easy to switch over. You can do it from your house. You don't have to go to the store and talk to the weird guy at the register that wants to talk your ear off. You also get to keep the same phone and the same phone number. There's no reason not to switch. Inflation sucks. We're all spending more money than we want to be, and you can save $1 or $2 by switching to Mint Mobile. Just go to mintmobile.com/chatsports. Link is in the comments and description of today's show. Jimmy Garoppolo has been mentioned in trade rumors all offseason long, and it all started when the 49ers traded up in the 2021 NFL Draft and selected Trey Lance. That's when the Garoppolo rumors started. But he played through the season. The 49ers got to the NFC Championship game, and he played well. But the problem and the snag in the deals is he's due $24.2 million this upcoming season. But all signs point to if Garoppolo is traded, he would go down and, restructure that contract. Whether it's the 49ers pay more of that deal, that's probably what would happen. He would take a pay cut. And the Giants, they just continue to be linked to Jimmy G. So let's take a look at the player that he's been the past couple of seasons. This past year, one of his better seasons in the NFL. 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, complete 68% of his passes, but he's been injured quite a bit too. Played 6 games in 2020, 3 games in 2018. 2019, he was really good as well, throwing 27 tutties and 13 interceptions. We can all agree that Jimmy Garoppolo is better than Daniel Jones at this point in their respected careers. Does Jimmy Garoppolo make you a Super Bowl contender? No, but I think he adds enough experience and veteran leadership and just solid QB play to at least make you a factor in the NFC East this year, and I would do anything for that to be the case. I still like Daniel Jones. I still believe he can be a solid to decent quarterback in the NFL, and the only reason I believe that is only thing we have to stand off is his rookie season, where he played in 12 games, and he had 24 touchdowns through the air. That's solid. 2 TDs per game as a rookie. And then Jason Garrett came into town and turned him into a check down Charlie and a guy that never came off his first read. I'm hoping Brian Daboll will take Daniel Jones to the next level, but we really are just hoping. We don't have any statistical or anything we've seen with our eyes that can tell us that Daniel Jones is going to make a big leap this year. I think it can happen, but we're going to have to stay tuned and find out if it does. But I'll tell you this, if the Giants trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, we're going to be going live on this channel. It's going to be a party. YouTube.com/NYGiantsTV. Whether it's Jimmy G, news, rumors, we put out videos every single day. And with the NFL season just around the corner, our coverage is going to continue to heat up and heat up. So hit that big red button, subscribe, and help us get to 11,000 subscribers by week 1. Just crossed through 10,000. Salute to everybody that's hit that big red button. Let's get to 11K by week 1. I think it's important to talk about what a Jimmy Garoppolo trade would actually look like. Because Colin Cowherd can talk about it. David Carr can talk about it. Mike Tannenbaum can talk about it. I can talk about it. But if we don't actually understand what a trade might look like, what the Giants would have to give up, it's really just a whole bunch of BS. If you look at what the trade was between Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers, I think this is a good baseline and understanding. 2 quarterbacks that are in similar situations. They have guys that were ready to come take the spot of Baker and Jimmy G on the roster. The Browns received a 2024 conditional 5th-round pick that can convert to a 4th-round pick if Baker plays more than 70% of the snaps. They also, kind of divvied up the salary so the Carolina Panthers didn't have to pay all $18 million of Baker Mayfield's salary. And I think that deal and the contract split up would be very similar to a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo. While I think that Garoppolo, and I think you do watching as well, is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield, I think the Giants would have to give up a little bit more. Maybe a 2024 conditional 4th-round pick that could turn into a 3rd-round pick if Garoppolo plays more than 70% of the snaps. And I think in a trade, the 49ers would eat a lot of that cap space. I'll give you my opinion in a second, but I want to hear from all Giants fans right now. I know a lot of you guys have been upset we're talking about this on the channel, but look, it's one of the hottest rumors out there, and my job is to talk about the news and rumors surrounding the New York Football Giants and give my take. So I want to hear yours right now. Would you make this trade? Type A for accept, or you can go down and type D for decline. With today being July 21st, 22nd, whatever the date is, I would not trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. But if it was February, March, April, May, I probably would have done it. And if you watch this show, you know I like Daniel Jones a lot. I think he has the tools. Big, strong arm, athletic, can run, smart. But how much more football do we really need to see to make a statement and have a clear conscience about whether Daniel Jones is the guy or not? I would not trade for Jimmy G at this point. It's too late in the calendar year. We're almost at week 1. But if he gets cut, which is a rumor that's out there, and it sounds like if they can't trade him, they're not going to have him on the roster, them being the 49ers, come week 1. If Jimmy G gets cut, I would look into it. Because so you don't have to give up an asset, and you can get him on a reasonable price tag. I think the MO of any general manager in the NFL is if you can upgrade the quarterback position, you have to look into it. It's the most important position on your team. It's the most important position in any sport in the world. And Jimmy Garoppolo is just better at the position than Daniel Jones. Do I think a trade happens? No. But I would not be surprised at all if it does. Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen, they told you that they were not sold all the way on Daniel Jones back in free agency when they were interested and gave a contract offer to Mitchell Trubisky. They wanted him to come in and not be the backup to Daniel Jones, but to compete with him. And if you're interested in bringing in Mitchell Trubisky, why would you not be interested in bringing in Jimmy Garoppolo, who is much better than Mitch, and he's much better than Daniel Jones? I know why everyone's talking about it. It makes sense. It's the Giants. It's a quarterback. But do we really think it's going to happen? I don't. But like I said, I would not be surprised. I appreciate everybody that's made New York Giants Now a part of their day today. If you haven't yet, give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'll follow everybody back that gives me a follow. Just, send me a DM or mention me and be like, yo, Marsh, I followed you from the Jimmy G trade rumor video, and I'll give you a follow back.